Okay, welcome back, everybody. Gordon and I will be breaking down the last Giants Schlapp Fest. We'll be talking about the trade deadline, the lack thereof moves during the trade deadline, and kind of getting into some personnel changes that we just made.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Billy Madison likes it extra sloppy for
Extra
you.
slappy for you.
Was just a rainy
Lady, you're
day,
scaring us.
huh?
I said, lady, you're
Rainy.
scaring us. And it was scary.
It was
It
rainy
was a
day,
Halloween special.
terrible play. Go eat some hay down by the bay.
Yeah. Lay by the bay.
It was just terrible. We were just talking, dude. Like unbearable offense on both sides of the ball. And meaning maybe some decent defense. I don't know, but
Who
when you're
knows?
playing, our second string quarterback, Zach Wilson, against their third string, Tommy DeVito. You know what I mean? It's like
It might as well have been Danny DeVito. There would have been actually, I think it would have been a better quarterback performance if Danny DeVito was back there from Twins.
from Twins. Ooh, Danny DeVito from Twins. All right.
Danny DeVito from Twins could move. That was Danny DeVito prime.
I'm a Danny
But
DeVito
yeah,
from Always Sunny kind of guy, but I
yeah,
know it's
maybe,
kind of,
maybe. Yeah, dude, it was terrible. It was so not fun to watch. It was like a
no.
joke. It was like watching just two horrible. It was like an Army Navy game. It was just who is going to lose the game? So bad. And yes, you can say, oh, those are two good defenses, but who knows? I mean, the Giants offense after Tyrod, that he's now being called. I don't even understand that. I thought it was always Tyrod. But
I
after
thought so
he
too.
gets hurt, you bring in Tommy DeVito, the guy can't throw. He cannot throw the ball.
Yeah.
So you know what they're going to be doing. They're going to be feeding Saquon. Everyone's like, Saquon had a great day. He had 36 carries, like 125 yards. Is that a great day? He had the one big run too. He had one run for like 45 yards. So that was like a third of his yards on one run. Yeah. He had 36 carries. So he didn't have that good of a day. He got stood up at the line like 3/4 of his runs. So we knew what they were going to be doing, and it's so sad, the fact that we couldn't move the ball. And I understand the whole Giants, they have a decent defense, whatever it may be, but we couldn't move the ball. You couldn't score 17 points. You couldn't score 14 points. Like, it was just it was an
Nothing.
absolute, it was so embarrassing from an offensive perspective. Zach really couldn't find it, and Zach can't play in the rain. He cannot.
Apparently not.
I don't know what happens. I don't know if it's play calling.
Didn't that happen last year too?
It did. A couple times. He actually that's when he got benched versus the Jaguars.
There's no rain. There's no rain in a dome, right? Remember, didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, we did.
Right. That's right.
Good memory. But yeah, just everything was going against him. No, I shouldn't say that. Not everything was going against him. There were plenty of opportunities, but
yeah,
offensive couldn't move. And like what we're starting to see the Jets, like their like MO is becoming, you play to the level of talent that you're playing.
Okay.
You're going to play up to the Chiefs and you're going to play down to the Giants.
Well, the Chiefs just got beat by the Broncos.
Yeah, exactly. That is, I can't even fathom that. But we're starting to see that just in relation to the Jets. We're starting to see that.
I agree, though. I agree.
You want to talk about a persona where we can play with the best of them and we can play with the worst of them, for sure. Yeah. And that's kind of what you're seeing. So, this game was a complete joke. And the fact that we were able to win the way that we did is ridiculous. I mean, but hey, we'll take, dude, we could be 0-6, 0-7 right now. We really could.
Yeah.
Or we could be 6-1.
Like, I'm taking 4-3 to the bank, man. I'm real happy. I'm very happy sitting at 4-3 right now with everything that's happened, like a shuffled offensive line. It felt like we were literally pulling fans out of the stand to go play offensive line for us during this game.
It did.
So
we might have.
I mean, and that'll kind of bleed into the next conversation we have, but like we are supposed to be healthy after the bye week, and that is not the case right now. That is not the case at all. But yeah, dude, it's shout out to Thomas Morstead and Greg the Leg, like the veterans in our like the veteran special
absolute
teams.
unsung hero of that game was
Thomas
Morstead.
Morstead has
What a stud.
revitalized his career, it feels, and he's still a phenomenal punter. And then Greg the Leg is just a freak. Like,
yeah, he almost missed the last kick, but yes, he looks great. He is the rock. I mean, special
he's dependable.
He's dependable.
You know what
Very
I mean?
dependable. Very dependable. So yeah, let's do a gas and break.
Okay.
So I mean, my gas is going to be Garrett Wilson. I mean, he got a 100-yard game. He is completely solidifying. I know we already knew this, but he's solidifying himself as the number one wide receiver, obviously on the team. One of the best wide receivers in the NFL. If he had somebody else throwing him the ball, probably you could say he's a top 5 wide receiver. Right now, you can't do that. But with what he has and the type of offense that we play, and with Zach Wilson throwing him the ball, who is still statistically one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, he is doing everything he can to show that he is a top tier wide receiver. I mean, some of the catches that he makes, the tiptoeing, just before getting out of bounds, diving, after the catch. I mean, just separation at the line. He is everything that we thought he was going to be. But what is going to, I mean, we need to add, and this is just, I'm just going to roll into it. We need to add some sort of wide receiver. We have to.
We need another. We are the worst. We are the worst wide receiving group in the league in terms of separation, getting separation from the defensive backfield. So we need something. And that'll talk into what we're going to talk to later.
You see the rumors about Corey Davis?
Huh?
You see the rumors about Corey Davis?
About he might come back. That'd be awesome. I would love that. I would absolutely love that.
I would love it.
So, yeah. So my gas, dude, is like, although it was a very poopy game to watch, right? A spoopy game, but like
spoopy,
we won it, right? We won the game. We're doing enough, and we're hanging in there to win, right? Like I know we're playing down to the level, or we play to the level of the team we got, but like think about the games we've lost. We were a score or so away, like very close to winning. And I mean, we're on a 3-game win streak. So
yeah, with what we have, you have to be happy about that. And the team shows fight. Pumped. They don't give up. They never give up.
That defense, dude, kind of unreal.
And like Salah, he can take his punches all he wants, but you're starting to see kind of like, the team takes on the persona of the coach. Yeah. And Salah is pretty hard-nosed. He always preaches fight to the end. He likes guys that are resilient, that don't give up, and that's kind of what you're seeing. This team, even when you're down and out versus the Eagles, all the Eagles needed was a first down, and the game's over, and you pick it off and run to the 5-yard line. Like, that is unheard of.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we've seen this year, like that Eagles game at the end, run an overtime touchdown run versus the Bills, the way that this game ended, like, especially in the beginning of the year, we're getting to the middle of the season, but like, just win games as much as you can, and then try to find kind of who you are as a team. Obviously, we're seeing we really should see ourselves as like obviously all defense, great special teams, and then run the ball and play action pass. Like, I mean, those are like the things that we should be seeing.
It's what Zach is good at, right? So getting him out, getting him moving, throwing off that. So, All right, what's your break? What do you got?
I mean, I'll just go offensive line. I mean, I loved how they were able to finish the game just in terms of
Newman.
You got a third string Xavier Newman in there.
Xavier Newman, yeah.
Zach, and even fumbled. There was a bad exchange on one of them, and he finished strong, but like in the whole offensive line just in itself did finish relatively strong, but like it's just I really should say injuries, man. Like, injuries is my break. That has been the plague of this team for how many years now? I mean, at least the last 2, especially on the
feels like forever. Line, feels like forever, yeah.
And what I really don't like is I feel that Mackay has done enough to stay at left tackle, and he's going to be moved, man. I think he's going to be pissed. And I mean, he's a football
player. He said today he just wants to play football.
I know what he said. It's just because of what he said in the past. But
I agree with you, man. Like him and Lakin have locked down that left-hand side. Now that's not to say he hasn't made mistakes, but I mean, everybody's made mistakes on that offensive line. So
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana. So it's gonna be confused. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens when Dwayne Brown comes back. Um, I don't know, man.
It's
I
going to
really
be
don't.
Dwayne Brown, Lakin Tomlinson, hopefully Tippmann at center.
Yeah,
Then you're going to see Mackay at right tackle.
yeah.
And then at guard, I mean,
We just picked up Suffold.
yeah. Yeah.
Suffold. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think that's it.
Saffold or whatever his name
Saffold.
is. He's a
Saffold, yeah. So
two-time Pro Bowler or whatever, but,
yeah,
he's a
but
little
he's
bit older.
what 35, 34, 35 years old now.
35,
Again, offensive
36.
lineman can play a little bit longer in their line, who knows. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. My break, I don't really. This offense is just like it's
Yeah, it could just be the offense in it just in its
what's
entirety.
what are we doing, right? Like we have playmakers. Is it all down to Zach Wilson and that offensive line? I don't know. Hackett seems to
You
draw up some
you
decent
can't
plays every
keep,
time to
and
time,
that's
but
the
like
thing, you can't keep blaming like offensive play call, wide receivers. Like there has been one over the
it's
past three
everybody.
years.
It's everybody.
It is everybody, but like Zach has been kind of the stable question mark on the offensive side for the last 3 years. And it's
Yeah.
like, is he really not good? And like you can't do anything with him because like we've all seen it, and I can't talk about it anymore. Like he's got all the talent in the world. He can make all the passes. He can throw the deep ball. He can do that. Like, yeah, but like his ability to read the field and find the open guy is not there. And you're seeing flashes of it every now and then. But in order to start to creep your way up to top 15 QBs in the league, you can't see it every fourth play.
No.
You have to be able to see it, 80% of the time.
You got to string them together. You got to string drives together, more than once or twice a quarter. You got to like back-to-back scoring drives, things that you just got to do that. And feels like we haven't seen that yet, right? You know what I mean? It's like our defense does just enough to get us the ball, get us in good, our special teams gets us good field position. So it's like we're not capitalizing on that. I mean, how many times we got pinned them in the 5-yard line 3 times?
Yeah.
And then defense will stop them at some point, and then we get decent field position, and we win this game 13-10, right? So like come on, man. Like you gotta score points off of field position and things like that. And that brings me to my next point. Like we've seen this from Jets teams before, like, and I don't want to say we're starting to see some cracks in the defense, but like there were a lot of penalties this game. Maybe it's because it was wet, maybe because of the conditions, maybe because it's New York versus New York. I don't know, but like a lot of young players giving out penalties that were very stupid penalties. And at what point does the defense give up, right? And give up may not be the right term, but like at what point does the defense get tired? We're 7 games into the season. We're just coming off the bye. Can they do another 10 straight games?
No, this is not sustainable.
The reason we are in games, I don't know.
You can't keep winning games like this. You can't keep winning games on the last play in the fourth quarter when your defense holds the other team to 10 to 13 points. Like there's just going to have to come a time where it clicks for the offense and they start figuring it out on third down and figuring it out in the red zone. Those are the two things, third down in the red zone. And I mean, what is it going to take in order to figure those things out? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know. I have no idea.
We wouldn't be here if we knew, Dan.
Yeah, I don't think the Jets know because they don't know. They don't know what exactly there's, and that's what Saleh keeps saying, which is a little disheartening. Like, when they find it, it's what? Yeah. When they find it, we're not looking for, where's Waldo here?
We're this close, Dan.
Yeah, we're this close. Hey, when we start clicking, when we find it, well, it's 7 games into the year and you haven't found anything. We're about halfway done. So hopefully you find it sooner rather than later, because I'll tell you one thing, the Chargers are going to score points and we're going to have to at least score 23 points to win that game.
Yeah. Maybe we do. We scored that. We scored that against the Chiefs, right? So who knows? I don't know. I hope we do. Monday night game should be good. We seem to be playing well during primetime games. Now that I say that, we're gonna play like Dookie, but
No, it's true.
But I'm excited, man. Again, we're still sitting at 4-3 right now.
We're in a good spot, man. We're in a playoff run right now.
Don't let the spoopiness of that game taint our record, because
absolutely.
Still pretty good.
I'm happy. Now that I got all that out of my system.
Yeah, very happy.
I'm very excited with what we've done with this year, sitting at 4-3.
Yeah.
Like Salah said, when at the end of the year, or when they're looking at your record, they don't ask how you did it, they ask how many you won. So
exactly.
we're in a really good spot, 4-3. And dude, the rest of the games of the year, the only teams that scare me is the Bills and the Dolphins. I mean, it's like Texans, Browns, Commanders, Raiders.
I gotta agree. Maybe I think the Chargers kind of scare me a little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
They're another high-powered offense, but they're an inconsistent team, just like we are. So, do we see the team that showed up and beat the Eagles, or do we see this team that just squeaked a win out of the Giants? I don't know. Or that couldn't beat the Patriots. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Only time will tell.
We are a question mark right now. That's for sure.
That's right.
All right, everybody. Well,
all right. So, I
was going to close it down.
Oh, we didn't talk about trade deadline, Dan.
Oh God, trade deadline.
We didn't do anything, so there's really not much to talk about.
There's not much talking. We talked about some of the additions.
Did you think we were going to get anything, Betty?
I thought that we were going to add some sort of mid-tier wide receiver. Yeah,
I agree. I wanted Sutton real bad.
Yeah, I mean Sutton would have been great. Lyle Collins, or
is he still out there? Is he still? Did he not get signed? I have no idea.
I honestly don't know. Or what's his face who got signed for a 6th rounder? I was like,
Ezra Cleveland.
Yeah, Ezra. Yeah, I was like, we couldn't put a 6th rounder for that guy. So yeah, there's really not much to talk about other than the fact that we stayed quiet. It sounded like JD tried making some moves. He tried to get Devontae and Mike.
I thought Mike Evans' name was thrown around a little bit.
Yeah, but wasn't able to get a deal done. So it is what it is. But man, I hope Corey Davis comes back. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm surprised to see either Dalvin Cook and Lawson still on the team a little bit. I'm surprised we didn't try and shop them, and maybe we did, and people just don't want them because they're going to be free agents next year. You know what I mean? So.
Yep.
Who knows? Underperforming players that are going to be free agents, probably not a high. Their stock is not very high right now.
And I think we're going to need them, like JD said in his press conference. I think come week 14,
it's a long season.
We're going to need some depth.
Yeah. All right, dude.
All right, very good.
Coming back, we got
back
Chargers
in a few days here. Talk about the Chargers game.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be a fun one Monday night. Like you said, we tend to play well during prime time. We got some primetime players, Sauce and Garrett and, Jermaine Johnson. Those dudes love the bright lights, which is fun. So, yeah, man, we'll talk to y'all later. JETS.
Jets.